It was the first time the girl had cried in 30 years, and her tears turned into pearls of great value. Countless men made love to her for the pearls, but none of them lived to see the next night, because the girl carried a fatal curse. Whenever a man falls in love with her, they would die of an uncontrollable heartburst. But the gears of fate always play tricks. A single man with no strings attached. He became the exception in the girl's life. The man was wandering around when he found an unconscious mermaid lying on the shore, a flicker of pity in his eyes. Instead of caring about the other's identity, instead, he took off his shirt and draped it over her. As he leaned over to listen to the girl's breathing, Mike realized that if he stood by and watched, the girl would perish. And it was this act of kindness that's what pushed Mike's life in a new direction. He panicked and stopped a cab to the hospital. The driver saw him with the unconscious girl. Fearing trouble, the driver refused. The driver refused to take the girl to the hospital. To get the girl to the hospital as soon as possible, he did not hesitate to buy a tricycle at a high price. When Mike rushed to the hospital to register, the doctor caught a glimpse of this special patient, despite the unusual circumstances. But the doctor didn't think twice, and immediately began to examine. At that very moment, the mermaid awoke from her dream. Faced with the approach of a strange man, she instinctively sang a death song to protect herself. Her voice was like a babbling brook, and like ethereal music. The doctor was instantly attracted by the mesmerizing melody. The smile on his face grew more and more demented, as if possessed by the devil. He lost his composure. However, this feeling was like a flash in the pan. Soon a sharp pain came from his chest. The doctor staggered a few steps, barely steady. He wandered into the hospital for help. Mike couldn't identify himself as a patient. He was coldly turned away by the receptionist. In the face of this unexpected predicament, Mike had no choice but to take the mermaid home. But he didn't realize the landlord was watching. Mike was so gentle with the girl. He took his clean t-shirt and gently put it on her, and carefully poured water over her, in an attempt to awaken the sleeping girl. When the girl slowly opened her eyes, and saw the unfamiliar surroundings, as well as this unknown man, she felt an inexplicable panic in her heart. Her eyes flashed with alarm and anxiety. Then she hummed the mysterious song of death. However, to her surprise, Michael was not affected by the song. As the girl tried to increase her compulsion, Michael mistook the girl for a sign of affection. Watching the man considerately healing her wounds, her guard was gradually lowered. She gave him her name,
Lula.